Today, guys, what we're going to do is take a look at a bunch of things which are going on in the Overwatch world, and we're going to talk about the game because I think the game's in a really good state, or at least it will be for maybe another week. All right, guys, first things first, this is the new Ashe skin. It's an incredible Ashe skin. However, there's a bit of a problem. If you look at the scope or the sight, it looks terrible. It's way too thick. You can't see what's going on. Now, this skin is awesome, but why they would release it with that, I just don't know. It seems like a bit of a major kind of oversight, or at least something they could have easily fixed. And you could argue, why don't you just keep Ashe's scopes all the same? Because then, well, yeah, because I pick Ashe's skins based off the scope. Anyway, this is a post that Jeff... Well, it's an image from a post that Jeff put on Reddit saying, yeah, we know, guys, and we're going to do this. So you can see it's smaller. It's got increased transparency. This is good. I just wish Jeff would talk more on the forums and actually just talk more in general. Maybe he will after BlizzCon. I'm hoping they've been working on something massive, but I guess we'll wait. We'll have to wait and see. This is a really cool detail. Now, I didn't pick this up when I went through the skins in my skin video. Look at that. There's a little scorpion tail on the Venom mine for Widow. That is so cool. This is another cool detail. Now, this is something I would never see, I don't think, because generally on PC, people tend to load in fairly quick. On consoles, though, you get this problem where it takes a long time for people to load in. When you're swapping hero, it takes time to load the heroes in. I know this happens on Switch, and I think it happens on the Xbox and the PS4 as well. But now you've got this, so you won't have to wonder and be like, oh, actually, are we going to get that 5th or 6th person on our team? You should be able to turn around and see these bright red glowing sprites, which indicate you have a team member who is loading in. This is a good change. Again, it's probably something that should have just kind of been there at the start of the game, but it's a quality of life thing, and I like it. It's cool. Okay, let's talk about the game right now. This is me from today. 56 eliminations out of one of my matches. Pretty damn good, right? This is Tracer. What I want to do here is just talk about my experiences recently playing Overwatch. So we are in the period of time right now where a balance patch has come out. There's a lot of crazy videos out there and crazy thoughts and all this, like barrier meta's dead, dives back and all of this stuff. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, guys, the World Cup teams have been scrimming for a very long time on the PTR patch, which is the patch that is live, and we're not seeing dive. We're not seeing stuff like that. We're seeing Sigma and Orisa quite a lot. They're still very strong. Double barrier, still very strong. Doomfist, still very strong. So these buffs and these nerfs that are actually on that's a terrible teabagging. I'll tell you why I teabagged that guy, because he was killing me all match. Like, you know when Hanzo gets those terrible kills? And I think he teabagged me, actually. Yeah, I'm sure he teabagged me, so I teabagged him back. That's my excuse anyway. You gotta love it. But yeah, those heroes, I think, are still going to be pretty good. Anyway, this period of time with Overwatch is really cool because everybody's trying the new stuff. Like, I'm playing Tracer, and I've got to be honest, guys, it's been ages since I've played Tracer. You guys can probably tell from this footage, I'm a bit rusty when I'm using her, but I've had so much fun. Like, it's been so engaging, and it's felt like really, well, it's felt fun. This sounds absolutely crazy to me that I'm actually saying this. It felt fun to play Overwatch. It's fun to play Overwatch in small kind of blasts, but when you get to play heroes you want to play, it becomes much more, I guess, engaging, right? Now, it's not like Tracer is just super OP and she's working really well. Now, the change to Tracer is she's got an extra 3 meters now before she gets damage fall off, which means she can engage people at range, and it's actually really cool. But what I want to show you guys in the next clip, which is just coming up, is the way Brig works with Tracer now. Brig actually is really good with Tracer. So this was a game from earlier on today. I think this was from... Actually, I think I've been playing Overwatch for about 9 hours today, which is honestly, it's been a long time since I've done that. But yeah, in this game, if you look at our supports, we've got a Brig. Now, the Brig gives me armor, and this is obviously really good for Tracer. If Tracer gets armor, she becomes super tanky. Well, for Tracer. Obviously, you've still got your mobility and all of that stuff, so you can be a massive nuisance. But it's really cool, right? And I think this might be, you know, kind of like a little micro sort of meta which may develop. The problem with all this stuff is, though, you can't just play Tracer into the enemy team blindly. If the enemy, and you can see what they just swapped to a McCree, they're like, we need to deal with this Tracer, so they bring out a McCree. Now, if McCree started completely owning me on Tracer, I'd probably have to swap my hero. I couldn't just blindly keep playing the hero in. And when you look at Overwatch, that's kind of like one of the... I don't want to call it a failing of the game, but because I think it was like an idealistic kind of thing from the developers at the time, where it was like, yeah, everybody will swap their hero when things go wrong. People don't, though, do they? They stick on one hero, and that causes a lot of problems when it comes to balance or perceived balance, because people, I mean, the recent overanalyzed I did from last week was a Tracer player. And that Tracer player was played really well, but was playing into a Brig and a Zen on the enemy team. Now, they're really easy for Tracer to kill. So Tracer was getting a ton of value. If that was a Moira and a Baptiste, it probably would have been a different story. And I've noticed that through playing throughout the day, that it is very much a different story if the enemy team just deal with you as Tracer, so then you have to swap. And kind of the real kicker here is I'm swapping back to Doomfist because Doomfist is still really good. Now, his fist takes longer to charge up now, but it's not really that much longer, and you're still getting massive value. You still get that entry damage, that potential to just delete somebody instantly, then get out of the fight. Also, he's had a nerf to his shield generation, so he doesn't generate as much shields. But still, he's really maneuverable. He's still really effective. It's kind of sad, like you can see me fighting Ashe there, and Ashe at the start of the video that we covered. Ashe is in a really difficult place because she doesn't really work too well against barriers. But here's the thing, right? We can talk all day about the meta. We can talk about, you know, oh, is this hero strong? Is the meta going to change? Is Dive coming back? Is Winston super strong? We don't genuinely know, but what we do know, and what I know through watching high-level footage recently from the PTR, that almost certainly nothing really is going to change. If you look at a lot of professional players on Twitter, they also say the same thing. Now, the disclaimer here is these are professional players, and that's the highest level of the game. So does it really matter for us? And kind of, well, not really. It does a little bit, but not really. The meta doesn't really matter too much. It was like GOATs. Everybody talked about GOATs like it was in every single game. It was never in every single game. I mean, very rarely would actually I play GOATs on ladder. I mean, I don't think, and even when GOATs was being played, it was very difficult to pull off. The issue we've got with the double barrier meta is when you take a Sigma and a Orisa, they're very easy to get a lot of value. If you take a Winston and a Hammond or a Winston and a D.Va and try and convert to dive, it's much more difficult to coordinate. So I think people will probably just gravitate back to the easier kind of meta. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this in the comments below. But the fact is, Overwatch is really fun when a lot of balance changes come out, because I don't think I've been flamed all day for playing Tracer. And there's been games where, you know, we've lost. I've maybe not had the best game, but I haven't had people come up to me and just be like, swap your hero, which they will do probably next week. And that's going to kind of make me sad. So guys, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Have you been playing Tracer? Have you been playing Brig? I know Brig hasn't been buffed, but maybe the Tracer buff kind of helps that a little bit. What I'm more interested in, though, is have you been playing Winston and how have you found Winston? I can definitely tell Winston's barrier is stronger than it was before. Like, even when you're just firing at it, it feels stronger. It's only 100 hit points, but it might actually be a bit of a sleeper change. I think what we might see is the tank meta probably will still be Sigma Orisa, but you can probably put a Winston in instead of the Orisa every now and again. Anyway, guys, I'm Instalo, so this is Unit Lost, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And if you've actually managed to make it all the way through this video, I am going to be at EGX, which is Eurogamer Expo in London, on Saturday from 1 PM till 3 PM at the Logitech booth. So if you want to come and meet me, I'll be over there. I think we're going to give away some London Spitfire stuff, maybe do some like live overanalyze stuff with people in the booth. We'll just have a good time. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo. And unlucky Ashe. Poor Ashe. What the hell happened there? What? Oh dear.